Yo, we're back with another 2024 fantasy football draft. To start the segment, let's check out some news from the NFL. So 24 minutes ago, Jerome Ford out, personal, nothing to worry about. Chubb, post-practice workout, running sprints. Yet to see him doing cuts. Let's see what else. Anything big? Jordan Love signs a big contract extension. Been waiting for that. Damn, 55 mil a year. That's crazy. After one season improving himself. Okay. Ricky Purcell worked on the side. Again, this is one of my most drafted receivers just in the later rounds. My take on it is if Ayuk gets traded, he gets a bigger role. If someone goes down, he gets a bigger role. We'll see. But the hamstring injury was kind of scary for me, but doesn't seem too scary. So keep an eye on that. Anything new? What happened yesterday? Tua signed his extension. Lamar sick yesterday. So nothing really to worry about. Justin Fields getting first team reps with Russ. Or not with Russ. Russ is missing a few days with a calf injury. So sense. Still expect Russell Wilson to be the starter most of the year unless he shits the bed. I don't think he will. Drake London, nothing to worry about there. All right. Let's jump into a draft here. I want to jump into Corgi. The single entry draft, first place, 25K. And yeah, let's get into it. Couldn't detect location. Sweet. Allow my location. Let's refresh here. Love when Underdog does this. It asks me 6 million times for my location. Can't seem to pick it up. Let's jump into the Corgi. $5 draft here. Oh, so yeah, I should be getting a YouTube video out today. Didn't stream yesterday. Kind of lost track of time. Slightly forgot to stream. Had plans last night. Ended up getting home later than I thought. So no stream yesterday, which means either two different streams today, one right now and one this evening, or we'll just rip two drafts right now. Which depends on the time. Usually each draft's gonna take 45 minutes. Yeah. Sorry about missing that. I'm trying to stream every day up until the season. I'm trying to get a draft in every day up until the season. Just low budget drafts, $3, $5, max $10. Nothing crazy. Do want to do like one best ball on stream, one best ball mania. I do want to hop into DraftKings because they have a promo where if you enter one of their biggest tournament, it's like $20 to enter. It's similar to Best Ball Mania. You get a free ticket for a free entry into that tournament. So it's like spend 20, get a free entry. So I do want to do that. Yeah, for those of you who don't know what we're doing, drafting Underdog Fantasy. Most of the time, like I said, we might do DraftKings, but Underdog, in my opinion, has the best layout and format and everything for Best Ball. Best Ball is one Underdog, half PPR. You don't need to set your lineups. Sets it for you every week with your highest scoring players. Positional based, it's 1 QB, 2 RBs, 3 wide receivers, 1 flex, 1 tight end. Typically 18 rounds in a draft. If it's super flex, it's 20. And you go from there. Wide receivers are moved up in this just because of the 3 wide receiver slots. So you will see their values a little higher on screen than normal. We will be trying to get a video out on our rankings. So QB rankings, running back rankings, wide receiver rankings, tight end rankings, and then we want to do overall rankings. That would be all for redraft. Any of your YouTube videos that we do are typically for redrafts. The one video we do have out now, which if you check out that video right now if you're on YouTube. It's best playoff schedules weeks 15 through 17, which you're trying to optimize in this actually. Trying to get through weeks 1 through 14, score as many points as possible, get out of your 12-man pod. Typically it's the top 2 get out of it. Sometimes it's top 1, sometimes top 3. You have to read the rules on each tournament. And then once you do that, you get put into another pod, weeks 15. You'll have to come usually in first or second to get out of that pod, week 16, week 17. And you're just trying to find some correlation there to, again, move on, win. Week 17 is the championship, and you get placed into a giant pod, which is all the teams that made it to that round for that week. Yeah, let's actually take a look at this draft. It's not filling up very fast. In terms of right now, it's morning, so it is tougher to find drafting in the morning. We are on a 20-second pick clock. 22,500 entrants. We got 10,000 so far. Again, 1 entry max, so this is a one and done. Most drafts are not like this, so this is cool. This is fun. Makes it so this draft means more. Again, this has 75 seat final. So this goes the top 2 advance out of 12. Top 1 advances in that week 15. Top 1 advances out of 5 in that week 16. And then in week 17, it's 75 players up against each other. Best ball style format. No roster changes. It all happens for you. So injury luck. You get the injury bug. Sucks. Let's see. All right, we're 7 out of 12. We're moving. One of my other favorite games on here, weekly winners. This pays out every week. There's 1.7 million in prizes. There's 186,840 entrants, $10 buy-in. Again, huge prize pool. It pays out 100K every week through weeks 1 through 17. First place 20K, second place 10K, all the way down to the top 4,000 get paid out. 501 to 4,000 get $7. It's fun. It keeps you engaged every week. It's kind of like DFS, but like at the beginning of the season, you're drafting your team. This one is tough. I did like 5 last year, and I got hit with the injury bug pretty hard on a lot of my teams. So that does happen. But again, you're just trying to optimize for like 1 week, really. You just need 1 week to really get, one of these prizes, and you're set, right? Because it's $10 to enter. Say you do 1 a week until the season. That's like 6 drafts. We got about 6 weeks till the tournament, or till the season. So yeah, that's a fun one. This is Best Ball Mania, the one I was talking about before that I do want to enter. Top 2 advance in the first 14 weeks, and then weeks 15 you get put into a 13-man pod. Top 1 advances, and then that week 16 pod is 16 players. Top 1 advance to a 539 seat final. This one's huge, massive tournament. 1.5 mil to first place. Very competitive drafts. This one, as you can see, there's badges on here. Red badges mean that these are very experienced players that have won a lot of money and also spent a lot of money. A white badge would show less experience, but still experienced, versus a non-badge user or non-badge player. As you see, we don't have a badge because I'm not rich. You see, the more you enter, the more bullets in the chamber, and the more chances you have at winning these, right? It's all odds based, but again, the more money you can put in and afford to lose, obviously you can win more. That's just how gambling works. Unfortunately, right? Which is why gambling is dangerous. And anyone that tells you that they are a pro gambler or a pro DFS player or pro whatever, don't listen to them. This is majority luck based. Sure, some people have a plan, some people are good at it. But at the same time, it comes down to a lot of luck. And those people stress and stress and stress day in and day out. And it is not a way to make a living, and it is not a good life. Okay? Do this for fun. Do this with money you can afford to lose. And that's about it. Don't think you're going to be a pro. I don't think I'm a pro. I'm just trying to explain what I do while I have fun. And that's what it's all about. This is for the everyday person to have fun. This ain't about a sweat. This ain't about someone that really thinks they know more than you. That's what people in this seem to think, in my opinion. All the YouTubers and stuff that I see. But again, they have good takes sometimes. It's all about getting different viewpoints. We're at the 12th spot here. Let's kind of lock in on the draft. So far, I've drafted around like 30 something teams. That's including like pre-draft stuff, weekly winners, some super flexes. With just the 2024 season, I've only done 23. So let's see here. Off ADP. Start Gibbs. I know, not unique. Go Gibbs, and we'll go. Gibbs JT, we'll do a dual running back here. Like I said, receivers get bumped up in this, but at the same time, you do need running backs, obviously. Starting two running backs in the first round is never ideal, but we've been doing a lot of like no RB builds, so let's just go 2 RBs here, and then we're not going to take a running back till late. So we're just going to keep hammering home receivers until we can't no more. Guys going with the Philly stack. Again, I don't like pick 12. I mean, the way this is set up, you want to kind of get a little different with it. Now, this is a one draft, a one-off, and there's not as many entrants, so this will close pretty fast. So ADPs aren't going to sway too much, right? Average draft positions aren't going to sway too much by the time this closes. So probably this draft will probably last like, or this tournament will probably be open for like 5 days, maybe a week before it closes. So with that being the case, you want most people will be drafting the same teams at the same ADPs, so you want to differ a little bit there. But a lot of teams are gonna have right like Gibbs Harrison, Harrison London, Gibbs London. So just trying to switch it up a little bit, go off ADP and reach for some players. Obviously not the best way, most fun way to do things, but it does have to happen. And you see here, London Olave fall in this draft. I was thinking about taking Nico Collins here with Gibbs, kind of spice it up a little bit. Could have been a good option. I didn't even notice Puka went at 6. Someone I'm super high on, and that big bucks got lucky on, is AJ Brown. I think, again, this is coming up in my video, but I was doing research. Devonta Smith didn't have the higher target share, but in terms of catchable targets, right, he had a lot more percentage-wise. So if that flip-flops, which I think it will flip back to AJ Brown, obviously getting more targets, if he can kind of get back to a higher percentage of catchable balls his way over Devonta Smith, whether Devonta Smith stays the same or not is irrelevant. I think AJ Brown's boost up. You'll see in my upcoming video that what league average is, but again, if AJ Brown can bump up to higher than average, which is where Devonta Smith was much higher than average, then AJ Brown, again, factoring in like how many extra catches he would have had, and then multiplying that by yards per reception last year, where he would have actually finished, is much higher than wide receiver, 7. It would have more realistically been right around Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra goes a lot of times as the wide receiver 4 off the board. Sometimes like pick 5. This is ADP. So again, I think AJ Brown has a huge year this year. I think Jalen Hurts, he did have a great year last year passing. I think it was most yards ever. All things considered, the offense was kind of weaker, but I do think they become more efficient this year. I think they're still strong. And they're still just going to target AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, and Saquon. That's going to be their whole offense. A little bit of Dallas Goddard spring. That's really it. All right, we're coming up here. We need a receiver. Hopefully Pittman falls to me. Nice. We'll take Pittman past ADP, and we're going to take George Pickens. Pittman and Pickens are featured in my upcoming video. Now, my upcoming video is more based on ESPN ADPs, because that's where majority of, fantasy drafters are drafting. And that's what I want to appease to for the crowd, right? Obviously, I want the biggest market there. Yeah. Pittman I have on the other end of the spectrum for ESPN, but on Underdog, I do like Pittman, where he goes. He goes as like wide receiver 24 usually. The same with Pickens, I like him. Not a fan where Pittman goes on the ESPN. And I do like Pickens on Underdog and ESPN. Fun fact too, Russ, if he is the starter all year, is going to be a pretty accurate passer. He's historically, a higher completion percentage guy, pretty good with the deep ball. He's right into George Pickens, breadbasket there, barring Brandon Ayuk coming in. And then from that as well, Russ is also a very high percentage on target thrower. So he has a high percentage of catchable balls, which is huge when you're factoring in obviously completion percentage for a quarterback, but for a wide receiver to be able to get to the ball, right? You could have 10 targets a game, but if there's not a majority of those that are catchable, as you'll see with, like, if you watch the Raiders last year and Devontae Adams, he'd get 15 targets a game. He'd have so many targets, but with poor quarterback play, how many of those were catchable? So many of them were just, behind him, overthrown. It was bad. It was rough for him, and I felt for him. If you watched receiver, then you obviously saw what was going on in his frustration. So Pickens was in that same boat last year with awful quarterback play with Kenny Pickett. Mason Rudolph really not much better. Obviously better than Kenny Pickett, but that's not saying much. So I think there is a high likelihood of George Pickens going off, and I like the risk. I like that. I'll take that risk. I'm biased. I'm a Steelers fan. Didn't mean for that to pop up. But let me know. Let me know who you guys think are value picks on Underdog, but also in your ESPN leagues. Who do you think's going too late? Who do you think's going too early? Let me know that in the comments. Aside from that, please like and subscribe. We're trying to get content out. We're trying to do these drafts every day. We just love fantasy football. Trying to get more into it, trying to get involved, trying to look on the analytical side, but then also on the just the fan side as well, right? And the everyday man, the normal person side, where we know you're not spending tons of money on drafts, but kind of offering some entertainment, some fun, and then giving you our insights on picks. So we're coming up here. 60-61 at the turn. Need to go receivers again. Keenum falling way past ADP. Who do I like? I have so much Anthony Richardson. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan right now. We're just going to take Keenan Allen here. I have the Indy build. And we're just going to up our exposure to AR. Again, you'll see my talking points on AR. It's not that I don't think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's the best passer, historically speaking. We got a small sample size last year. He had about a 59-60% completion rate, which is pretty low. That's really only above Will Levis last year. Again, small sample size, but not what you're looking for. And we knew that coming out of college that he was a very low completion guy. But in terms of being an NFL quarterback, you know, he would comp out to Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson with a lower completion. So you're really relying on him for rushing upside, touchdowns there. And then we obviously have JT, where if AR is not getting those goal line touches, it's going to be JT. Then Pittman in the end zone. So we can run that triple stack there. And then again, we need to just pound receiver here. We will not be taking a running back for the foreseeable future. And then we'll probably go 3 tight end. Again, this is just a one-off build, so and we're getting value picks. So this is really good, where we're not in the best lot. We're getting a lot of reaches. So for us on that back turn, we can get a lot of value on these picks. So obviously I go ahead and reach for JT a couple picks early, but now I'm getting, you know, my guys later than normal. Keenan Allen, who I don't have much of this year. I have a ton of Anthony Richardson, but I get him 5 picks past ADP. So, you know, playing into that bet, which I'm completely fine with. Let's see where Addison goes this draft. Obviously got caught with that DUI by LAX a couple weeks ago. And then last year had that high speed incident that wasn't a felony, just a misdemeanor. So we'll see what happens suspension wise. That's obviously playing into his ADP and where he goes in drafts. And consistently falling into like this late 7th round area. Need to change my rankings on that, so don't even look at those. Yeah. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about our draft. What do you think this is going? How do you think this is going? Do you like the direction we went? I like it so far. For a one-off draft, I'll take it. I probably need to reel it in on my Anthony Richardson bags, but can't stop. They're giving me them. All right, well, let's see if we can get our receiver. Addison is falling. Man, it's so tempting. Maybe we can get Keon. I don't think we get Keon. This guy probably goes receiver here. Fortunately. Yep, he goes Keon Coleman. We're not going to get Keon Coleman. Jordan Addison falls right in our lap. We can't go running back. we're just going to go with the top 2 receivers on the board. We have to do it. We have to avoid running back there. As much as I want to grab guys there, we have to go receiver. I take the falling knife on Jordan Addison in the end of round 7, basically round 8, where he was previously going a lot earlier than that, probably round 6. You know, in that 60s range. I saw he was ranked 67th on my board. Going here, we're getting him 17 picks past that. I don't think Sam Darnold will be that bad. If Addison doesn't get suspended, or it's only a 2-game suspension, who cares? As our, 4th receiver, could have been 5th receiver if I took Samuel first. So I'm not too upset about it. We're still in a position too to take. I don't want to take Sam Darnold. We're in a position to take Caleb Williams. Russ really wanted to go that route. Could take Goff with Gibbs. Not that really matters. You guys want to come play with me on Underdog? And join one of our drafts or be involved in our live stream. I do have a code in the description below. Code Temptation. Yes, that is my drafting name. That's my gamer tag. You will get a deposit match up to 50% for your first $250. So if you put 50 in, you'll get 50% of that back. You'll get 25 bucks back. So you'll get 75 total. You put 250 in, you'll get an extra 125. So that'll be 375 total. And anywhere from minimum deposit's 10, at max will be 250 there for the match. So go ahead, do that. I'm not affiliated with them. They don't sponsor me. I would get a little bit of money back for that though. That would go into my account so I could draft more with you guys and give more content. But that's just a free code that everyone gets. You guys will also get that code when you sign up. And that if you want to give to your friends, they're interested in joining, you could give them your code and reap those benefits as well. So that's a nice thing that everyone can kind of enjoy, right? I'm really looking at the board. I don't know what's going on. Obviously, you go on a running back run there with so many running backs available to you this year in later rounds of drafts. Let's see, round 8, round 9, you get a ton of starting running back value. And then not just starting running backs, but as everyone knows, most RB rooms are tandem RB rooms. Some even 3 RB rooms. So you're getting, that second back, 8th, 9th round. And they're guys that can put up points. For example, like Jaylen Warren, who had a really good year last year, even with Najee Harris there. We're going to go Caleb there, and then we're going to go up my bags and Palmer. So we'll up our bags and Josh Palmer. He does have a route to the wide receiver 1. I probably should have waited for Justin Herbert there. I will take the bet on Caleb Williams though. Let's kind of look at, so if we go here, actually we can just go here. Let's go to the pick'ems. Go to NFL. If I could spell. Caleb Williams. That's all they have there. They have futures though. So they have Caleb Williams and Herbert pretty similar in that first game with passing yards. Go back to our draft. Let me go and look where Caleb Williams' line is for the year compared to Justin Herbert in terms of yards, touchdowns. We can get a play off that. FanDuel has him, Caleb Williams, at 33.75 and a half over under passing yards. Who Justin Herbert's is. Herbert. Can't find anything right now. We're about to be up on the board here. Kind of free to do whatever we want. We can go running back. Is Nick Chubb already off the board? All right, let's go Eckler. And then go someone that does have a path to wide receiver. So, still no tight ends. We can kind of set ourselves up for like Hunter Henry later. Hopefully he falls there. Hopefully tight ends fall. Like Noah Fant. Yeah, we're just going to have to hammer tight ends. We're cool on receiving right now. Right, we go. Build so far, we go Gibbs, Taylor, Pittman, Pickens, Allen, AR, Addison, Samuel. So we go 2, 3, 1, 2. Then we go quarterback, receiver again. We go Eckler, Polk. So we have a bunch of guys that have passed to being the wide receiver 1 with Polk, Palmer, Samuel, technically Allen. Pickens should be the 1 barring anything, and Pittman should be the 1. So a bunch of guys that could be and are the wide receiver 1s on their respective teams. Two concrete solid running backs that can kind of go the whole year. And then Eckler that, if he shows more burst than he did last year, could have a good role on a Washington Commanders team that is expected to be much better this year after getting Jaden Daniels, obviously bringing in Austin Eckler. Potential that Ayuk goes there. So that team should be better. Good thing we didn't go Herbert. He goes 2 picks before our picks. So solid move on taking Caleb Williams. Drake May would be an option if we wanted to go double rookie QB, but Jacoby Brissett, let's kind of see if we can get some news on that. Jacoby Brissett was actually, 4 days ago, viewed as the starter Don't think there's any doubt. Number 3 overall pick Drake May will almost certainly get playing time, possibly sooner than later, but the combination of a shaky offensive line and a veteran alternative at QB could inspire the Patriots to be more patient. With Williams and Daniels to be week 1 starts. I mean, it makes sense for them to run out a vet that's been there, done it, proven it, that he can be an effective quarterback in the league. And they also don't want their number 3 overall pick getting crushed with that offensive line and just having a bad team. They don't want to put them just out to die in that situation and to look horrible. So I get it. Unless Jacoby Brissett's completely failing, once the season falls apart later on, then Drake May might come in. But even then, who knows? Matt Musgrave go at the turn. Still waiting on Hunter Henry to fall to us. That's really all we're begging on. Receivers are off the table now. We've stacked up a pretty good lineup there. And I'm feeling pretty happy about it. We do need another running back here as well. Someone that I can't stop drafting that I like is Chuba. Let's actually look at these guys are almost certain to go Hunter Henry. Damn, dude, sniped us there. That's soul crushing. We're gonna have to reach on Noah Fant. We're gonna need it. So here we'll go Vidal, and then we have to go Noah Fant. I would have went Chuba there. I do think he's the starter. We have 0 Kamani Vidal. Chuba we have 20% of. We've only drafted Fant once, so there's another share. 12% Jaleel, which he went anyway, so didn't have an option there. Again, we're out on receiver. We just need. I feel pretty confident in our quarterbacks. Maybe we go one more to be safe, but we do need 3 tight ends. And I think I don't know. If we go 3 tight ends and only 2 quarterbacks, that gives us more leeway at running back receiver, where I could feel maybe a little more comfortable here. Especially with Eckler and Taylor having week 14 buys. Together, which is super late, which means, you know, if Vidal does end up getting a bigger role later in the year, even a starting role, that's really good because if they have buys that late in the year, it's not going to matter as much. I don't have a ton of correlation on this team. Obviously, I go straight Indianapolis build. That's pretty much it. Let's get a little hydration check here. Some water in our system. We still have 4 picks to go. Need 2 more tight ends. Coming to the end on this draft. Luckily, this was only 30-second pick clocks, or 20-second, I mean. So a little faster draft, but it did take a little while to fill up. Should be able to do another one here, though, right after this. Okay, so Mims, Mitchell. Again, just this is where it starts getting to be. These are the important rounds of the draft. Because you do need to get some of these picks right. Conklin goes. That would have been one of my picks. Oh well. Not really sure who want to go here. We got Otten on the board. I don't know if I have any Kate Otten. Decent year last year. Gibson's back at practice. Will Kate Otten. And then Ray Davis. Two rookie running backs, but Ray Davis does have a route to some touchdowns in Buffalo on a high scoring offense. With tight ends, man, we're just trying to get guys. I mean, I would like Komet. Really didn't happen. So right now we're at 2572 with Richardson, Williams, Gibbs, Taylor, Eckler, Vidal, Davis, Pittman, Pickens, Allen, Addison, Samuel, Palmer, Polk, Fant, Otten. And that's after going 2 RB start. I'm not too mad at our receivers. I don't think any of the receivers obviously have necessary passed the wide receiver one in terms of overall in fantasy football. But I do think they have a shot at getting like into wide receiver one territory. 12-man league, like in terms of scoring. Not the overall one, but they have potential there. If not, just like high end wide receiver twos across the board with Allen, Pickens, Pittman, and then Samuel, Palmer, and Polk all have that route. Addison, maybe. Also, as you can see, got that new overlay. It's nothing crazy, but it's cool. I like it. It does some cool things. Right? If I go to starting screen and live, watch what happens. Boom. It's pretty cool. I mean, nothing super major. Probably rock with it. Like I said, last couple of streams, I'm trying to get a webcam. I'm trying to use the Sony a6000 camera, but I need to buy a part off Amazon. I'm just being lazy. I haven't bought it. So that's that. Danny Dimes goes. Bryce Young, McCarthy, which he might, again, same thing with like Drake May. I don't think McCarthy starts as that QB1, may not even play if Darnold succeeds, which on a Kevin O'Connell offense could very possible, is very likely for a decent, like an average quarterback, maybe below average, but Sam Darnold could succeed in that offense. The question here would be, do we want to go? Even Pierce goes, damn. Another running back, another receiver, or Russell Wilson. Tight end wise, let's go Woods just to stack with Richardson. And then for the last pick of the draft, I think we go Deontay Foreman. To see if we can get some early round work in. May mean nothing, but if Chubb ends up coming back late or just being introduced and Jerome Ford gets injured, Deontay Foreman's there. So we'll go that route. Could have went Braylon Allen, but Breece Hall is just going to eat there. So we already have a couple rookie running backs. So could have also went Javon Baker and just, played both New England receivers. Again, we do go with a 2-6-7-3 build. So we go Richardson, Williams, Gibbs, Taylor, Eckler, Vidal, Ray Davis, Deontay Foreman. We go Pittman, Pickens, Allen, Addison, Samuel, Palmer, Polk, tight end, Fant, Otten. I'm not too high on Woods, but at this point, it's like, what are we high on? So I might as well get the correlation. Woods, Pittman, JT, and Richardson. So the points are just going to all throughout this, guys. Not the best build, not the most comfortable build in terms of correlation, but not. Get out of there. Let's jump into another one. And the next one we'll do MMG best ball. So this one is 30 seconds to pick, so we can kind of talk through it more. And then also, I wanted to point out MMG is just, for those who know, pretty big YouTuber, Madden player, sports car kind of guy, things like that. Huge channel though. Hope this fills up pretty fast. Again, normally not drafting 2 drafts on stream, but missed yesterday, so gonna double down today. Let me know, have you guys been doing any mock drafts? Where do you mock draft at? Do you prefer mock drafting on? I know Sleeper has mock drafts, Fantasy Pros has mock draft, and then ESPN also has mock drafts. I'm not sure where else you can mock draft. But you guys do that, and then where do you guys do that as well? I do it. I don't do Sleeper, but I do like to jump on like Fantasy Pros, probably better of the two versus ESPN, but obviously if you're drafting on ESPN, then you would want to kind of mock draft in there because their ADPs are different. ESPN gets really, really running back heavy. I do know on Fantasy Pros though, you can change the settings to get ADPs for the different sites. The only thing is, I don't think that's free. I think you need to be a Fantasy Pros Pro member. What do we get in this draft? Do we get 12 again? We go 11 here. Ugh. 12 isn't bad. 9, 10, and 11 are horrible. This looks like a light draft, though. We're drafting right next to 2 experienced guys. But aside from that, maybe we get some value from the earlier picks, or they could just screw the whole board up. We shall see. Got my 2 cats hanging out behind me. Gonna be getting a coffee delivered to me from my girlfriend. I don't need one. All right. McCaffrey, Lamb, Hill, Jefferson, Bijan off the board. My take, Bijan's better. Psych. No, Brees, in my opinion, has a better year. Talent-wise, very similar. Talent-wise, they're basically CMC. Just not in that CMC offense. AJ Brown goes at 9. Hopefully we can get Puka. I don't have a lot of Puka at all. I also don't have Garrett Wilson, so would be fine here with either. Have the same exact ADP. Garrett Wilson goes. We'll take Puka Nacua at 11. Marvin Harris and Nico Collins goes. We want Puka, Drake, London. Sure. I don't have a lot of Drake London, so we'll grab Puka and Drake London. Nothing's fancy there. Right at ADP. Typing in my coffee order. Nothing fancy here. Puka and London kind of right at 80 at the top of the board. Would like to get MHJ there. Doesn't fall, he goes at the turn. This guy goes for, sick Trev with 2 V's, bro. That's fucking sick, dog. Yeah. I just don't know. It should be interesting. I mean, obviously Puka has a great year last year. 160 targets as a rookie. But you get Cup missing some games. You get Cup not fully healthy like a lot of the year. When Cup is fully healthy, they're kind of going back and forth. Both getting their work and their targets in. So I think they can coexist. I do think that they can. It's just more of Puka's ceiling might be last year, and Cup's ceiling is clearly the Triple Crown winner. And Cup goes in the third round. Um, which if we can get Cooper Cup, long shot, probably not. Starting this one off stronger. Like in terms of like elite QBs, typically going Lamar. If we're looking at my QB exposures, Lamar is my tied for third highest drafted quarterback. Jalen Hurts, I have 12% of. Josh Allen, 8%. Holmes, 4%. Obviously, not going to reach on Mahomes, but Josh Allen is coming up. Just like, how is he going to go back to back at the one? I don't know. Right in this range again with Pittman. I have a ton of Michael Pittman. I have a ton of good. Pittman goes. I have zero tanked out. Right at ADP. I'm trying to be off that path. Let's go Allen. Let's go. Um, go Amari Cooper. So we set ourselves up well for like later tight ends, or not tight ends, later quarterbacks with Stafford, Cousins, Watson pair up, and then we can also end up with Curtis Samuel again. Maybe Keon Coleman. We'd probably have to reach for Keon though. I don't think Keon doesn't line up really unless he fell, but we will be able to maybe get a Curtis Samuel, able to get a Shakir, possibly James Cook at 57. He falls. So things in the realm of possibility here. Holmes goes at 46. I was going to take Kelsey, 38. But again, with my upcoming video, I have Cooper as someone high on my list, along with George Pickens. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. That'll either be coming out later tonight or tomorrow. Gary Dulac, Steelers beat reporter. The Steelers' new conditioning regime on day one included pushing a heavy sled. That cost them their new QB, Russell Wilson, who injured his calf pushing. Shut up, bitch. I forgot that, working out and, being stronger was a problem. Like, bro, they do that shit in season and before the season all the time. Just a freak thing. He's gonna be fine. Everyone's just so built on negativity. Nobody knows anything about sports and what it takes to maintain an elite level body. Preseason and in season. The amount of work that goes into it, insane. And that includes working out. Not working out like an everyday man, like a bitch. Right? Like, those dudes need to be sturdy. They're playing one of the most physical sports. Got little baby beat reporters talking like they know anything. Crazy. All right, coming up here, go 103. QB is not an option for. Something that is an option for us would be Ridley, hoping Levis gets better. Again, unfortunately, we're right on ADP with that pick. What am I supposed to do there? I could have went Pitts and stacked him with London, but I'm good on that. What are we thinking? We'll reach on Hopkins. Reach on Hopkins, look for like a late Levis build to add to Josh Allen. So now at the turn, me and this boy Trev, it is a boy, I mean, not going to assume, are both going to have to hammer home running backs. He's probably going to be looking like Kyler Murray's going to go. Stroud's already gone. Lamar's gone. He's going to be looking for Cousins. I'm more in on the Levis train. Mahomes is gone. So, I mean, his stackability is not there. Whereas I have Levis, Watson, Cousins I could steal from, or Stafford still. And then running back wise, Pollard and Spears are there later. If you want to get like a mega Tennessee build. Jerome Ford later and Chubb. Bijan's gone, but you can get like late Algier. You can get Blake Corum. Let's see, who does Tennessee play? Tennessee play last couple weeks. They go Bengals, Colts, Jags to end the season. Got no correlation. We wanted to find some running back wise. We could go Moss or Chase Brown. Tight end wise, Evan Ingram if he doesn't go here, but I assume that he goes. We desperately need running back. Young Coleman goes. I think we're gonna wait for. Like, you don't need to stack Josh Allen, right? You can always just chill. Shakir goes 110. I mean, I'm not stressing about it. Who does Cleveland play late in the year? Chiefs, Bengals, Dolphins. So we could get some correlation there with Tennessee and Cleveland by taking Chase Brown. Zach Moss. Unfortunately, that's a little later, so we would have to go Chase Brown much later. Those ADPs don't necessarily line up, so I'm not going to force anything here. Again, we're expecting Trev to go double running back. I love the Pittsburgh running backs. I like James Conner. Don't like Jonathan Brooks. On the NFI list 8 days ago. They're not too hopeful on that at all. Curtis Samuel is here. I really need running back. Gonna go Najee. James Conner goes. We're gonna grab Zach Moss for that correlation bring back, and then you also get Cincy hit together. Then also Cincy plays Tennessee, plays Cleveland in the playoffs. Addison falling so far this draft, it's crazy. Oops. Okay. He does get Kyler. Kyler falls to him at 84. Craziness. And he goes James Conner, so he gets the Cardinal stack with MHJ, James Conner, Kyler Murray. And then what's the Cardinal schedule? Not the baseball team. Patriots, Panthers, Rams. So he really has no other relevancy there. Bringbacks. He does have the 2 Houston receivers. Always so many running backs off the board this round and round 7. Just so many. Like I said, starting running backs and then great RB2s in the backfield that are going to split time. Chubb goes off the board at 87? What? That's crazy. Guy in the 1 hole is kind of doing similar to what we did last draft when we were in the 12, going 2 RBs and then just going receiver. He did change it up and went Lamar stack and go receiver, 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 receiver. All guys that have routes to the 1. That's a nice build. I mean, obviously you're gonna expect that the first couple picks have insane builds. You're obviously getting the better players. And we take Hopkins and Ridley just for the hopes that, hey, we can get Will Levis, and even if we don't get Will Levis, the fact that he's such a good deep ball thrower and that he's a gunslinger like that, and these guys are, those prototypical types to go and get those balls. Taking one of the spike weeks, he's gonna get a 70-yard touchdown. He's gonna get 70. Like, you just either one, and we'll take them. We'll take those. And then with like Puka, London, and Cooper, you're hoping just more consistent wise and like. Right now, we're at an unstacked Josh Allen. Maybe get Shakir. Hopefully he falls. She goes. I want to see our exposures to Tony Pollard. We have 0 Tony Pollard. Tajay, we have 4%. So let's go Shakir, and then we'll just take one of the other ones. So we'll take Spears. We will take Tajay there. Goes Pollard, Lockett. We go receiver, receiver, quarterback, receiver, 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 running back, receiver, running back. So right now we're at a 1-3-6-0. Gonna have to get extreme tight end again. 3 tight ends most likely. Which we can get. Could go Chig. I mean, I don't want Chig. Um, like Firemouth. I like a lot of these later guys. Usually where I'm taking tight ends anyway. Anyway, we have Allen at a quarterback. Running back, we have Harris, Moss, Spears. Receiver, Tua, London, Cooper, Ridley, Hopkins, Shakir. No tight end. 136 so far. Guy behind us has a similar build to us, besides going Kyle Pitts, which maybe I should have done. But we do get Ridley and D-Hop. Again, these later rounds are the breadwinner, the money makers. Super excited for this. So excited. I hope you guys are excited for some football. There's nothing better than waking up on a Sunday, just knowing that you got 7 hours commercial free football coming up on Red Zone, and then Sunday night football. Obviously, Thursday night football is fun. You can get some good games. Hopefully, they're not complete trash. But yeah, just nothing better of just watching football all day. Unbeatable. Dang, this guy just goes massive at the one with just hoping H-Hand and McCaffrey. And I'm not high on H-Hand, man. Raheem Mostert exists. Jalen Wright exists. I don't think H-Hand holds up in a full year. Obviously, he's working off efficiency, but I think he's going to be that injury prone guy. This guy's ripping a million receivers. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 through 11 rounds. Some interesting builds for sure. I like what we have going on here. For us coming up, I mean, we're pretty set that we need tight ends. We're going to have to go unstack tight ends. Because what we have right now, I mean, I would like to go. Dalton Schultz goes. It looks like we're grabbing Big P. Hopefully follows us. I don't expect him to take one. I really don't expect Cap Hill, who needs a receiver really badly, to take one. We'll go Pat and we'll see what falls to us. Goes Chase Brown. Zach Charbonnet. How much room 4 do I have? 8% Ford. Main's out Friday. Personal. And then how much Dowdle do I have? 8% Dowdle. We'll just go with the correlation here to start. Would have preferred Dowdle there, but nothing Dallas wise on our team. Come back around at 155 and 158. And Cleveland plays Cincy, so and then Tennessee plays Cincy in the playoff rounds for fantasy. So you get like Piers Moss, Ridley Hopkins. You also get Ford. Yeah, you get good bringbacks there. With a stack, Josh Allen in Buffalo. See the Bills playoff schedule. Jets, Patriots, Lions. We have nothing. But at the same time, right, we have Najee in division with Moss, Ford, Cooper, and Pat Fireman. So you get them playing twice a year, and that's what you roll with. Yeah. As an unstacked Justin Herbert, unstacked Tua. Those are done. Like this guy to look for Smith. I reach on Zach Moss. He gets Chase Brown past ADP by 10 picks. Could have doubled them up. I mean, that's risky, but at the same time, on a team that expected a lot of points, and I might go 6 RBs, could have been the move. I did need a tight end. He potentially goes Freiermuth there. Maybe just goes Ford Sharp. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see at the end of the year if I was wrong. Right now, 1461. Need tight end. Hopefully Hunter Henry falls to round. Maybe we can just go Watson Henry. I'd like to go Henry first. I don't think the guy behind us takes Sean Watson. Andrew Miller falling like a rock with that hurt hamstring. And we kick RB to the curb until round 7. We have 6 wide receivers. Or we do have a stack Josh Allen. We can always take Dawson Knox, as crazy it is, like at the end. Hope Henry doesn't get sniped from us. This guy has 6 RBs. Insanity. We'll go Hunter Henry. He goes Noah Fant. Smith. We're going to go Deshaun Watson. Hopefully Deshaun Watson gets back to 2020 self. We've been saying that for how many years now, but it's possible. We get him stacked with Amari and Jerome Ford. We're gonna punt the Levis and just roll with these two and hope that Josh Allen carries us through and we get our spikes with Deshaun Watson when we need them. Maybe his rushing upside comes back. And then we'll probably go with a 6 RB build again. Thinking we go like, I don't even know. I gotta go to the bathroom so bad. My cats are sleeping behind me. This has been a long stream, but I'm enjoying it so far. I love drafting fantasy football teams. There's something about it that gets me excited. All right, yep, big run on running backs here. Let's take a look at some of these other builds. I knew he was going to go Geno there. He goes Fant, gets Lockett, Charbonnet, Fant, Geno, all within the last 5 rounds. Not a bad build there. His team's pretty sturdy. Basically doing what I'm like. We're pound for pound, basically doing. Which is kind of crazy, but it does help me kind of see that with him having a red badge. Again, not that that means anything. They just spend more money and they win more. Obviously, going to be the case, right? If you put one draft in out of even just some of these tournaments are like 30, 40, 50,000 entrants, clearly your odds are worse than if you put 10, 15, 20, 30, 40. This one has a 50 max, but some of them have like 150 max. Obviously, your odds are going to be better at winning. Do that and more money, clearly. Yeah. So still running back run going. Coming up here, 2 picks. On the clock, boys. Let's go. And girls who may be in here. What do we need? Same build as the guy behind. Levis is there for us. I don't think we go Levis. Let's go. Khalil Herbert. Need another running back. Someone that's in play for us. Tricky there. We do need another tight end. We do need another receiver. I think we hold out for Mike Gesicki, so I'm gonna go. Malachi. Go Malachi Corley. Didn't really have anything for correlation. I guess I could. I mean, I want Gesicki. I guess one thing that I wanted to do there was to take Chase Claypool at the end. See if there's any news on Claypool. No, nothing new. So interesting news there with Yoshivas, which I was high on him way before the draft. Just because he had a good year last year when he, in terms of the red zone, like, and he had a chance to play. I figured he might have a shot at that 3 role, side at Higgins and Chase. And if one of them gets hurt, then obviously he's going to kind of move into one of those roles, in my opinion. Big, as you see, is 6'3", runs a 4.43, big body, can go up and get it, end zone type role, but then they feature him at the spot possibly. So I like that. Kind of waste a pick with Malachi. I probably could have just went double RB there. I went Estime. I don't really like any of these other running backs. So now I'm kind of in the boat that I don't know what I want to do now. Our running back group's pretty weak. At the same time, I want Chase Claypool, and then I obviously need to get Mike Gesicki. Or just any other tight end, but something. Okay, coming up here. Pretty free to do whatever we want. Gesicki goes, we get sniped by some bum, dude. Like, why are you taking Mike Gesicki? You have no correlate. You have nobody. Dude, this is the problem with drafting people that suck. So now we get boned at tight end. I don't even know the play at tight end now, so we're gonna run. We're gonna go Damian Pierce and go 2-6-7-2, and then I might just punt. I just might take the risk here and not even get another tight end. Like I don't even know. We get the correlation with Parkinson. Chase Claypool go? We're gonna run with Big Pat and Hunter Henry and just rip a 2-6-8-2. Because I get sniped, dude. How annoying. Hopefully we can get away with that. Dawson Knox goes at 202. I think Chase Claypool could be something in Buffalo. This guy goes last round, Justin Fields. I mean, his build's horrible. That's like a crazy 4-6-6-2. I don't know. We're gonna play Risky Bisky. Go 2-6-8-2. So team ends up with at quarterback Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson. Running back we go Harris, Moss, Spears, Ford, Herbert, Pierce. Receiver we go Nakua, London, Cooper, Ridley, Hopkins, Shakir, Forley, Claypool. Tight end we go Freiermuth, Henry. Hopefully we can get big weeks out of our tight ends. We obviously have the nice correlations with a ton of AFC North battles. You get the Tennessee correlation with Cincy, and just like some one-offs with Khalil Herbert. DeAndre Swift gets hurt. Damian Pierce if Joe Mixon gets hurt. Poorly just because. Then the one-offs with like Tua in London. Henry's a one-off. But yeah, we should be not the greatest build as we get kind of sniped at the end, but not the worst build. I was kind of happy on the team at the start. The end, I feel like I punted it away with Corley here when I should have went with estimate like a running back. I don't know, but we live, we learn, and that's that. Go drafts. So that's it for today. Rip 2 drafts. We got our single entry into the Corgi, and we got another entry into the MMG. Corgi is 25k to first. The MMG one is 30k to first. That one's filling up relatively quickly. Yeah, the $5 ones always fill up really fast. The slow puppy's still going on. That's 8-hour pick clock if you like slow drafts. So hopefully once this fills, that they'll come out with some more puppies, the puppy 2 or some other things, and we can start hopping into those cheaper contests. If not, weekly winners and the marathon are available to us. And like I said before, we will be looking to do one of the DraftKings ones as well, because when you do their biggest tournament, they give you a free ticket. So appreciate y'all for coming out. Please like, subscribe the video, comment down below. Anything that you want, whether it's about the video, whether it's about who you're taking in fantasy. We love insight. We love hearing from you guys. Appreciate you for watching, whether it was on a live stream or just on a playback. Fantasy